basically, if you make a profile on like any one of these dating sites, those sites are likely part of like a larger umbrella, and so they can funnel those profiles into every other one of those dating sites.
Yeah, it's Match Group or whatever. That's the company that has the portfolio of all these apps.
And they're all owned by the Jews.
That is also correct, Jim.
That's right. Yeah, so Tyrone's going to get a higher match rate than anybody else?
Nah, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
How about
Do you speak for all Tyrone?
brother?
What, you say what?
I said, do you speak for all Tyrone?
Wait, do I do what? With
Tyrone's
Tyrone?
bleeding right now. He's fucking
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, depending, they won't do as well on certain sites.
Yeah, but I guarantee you they get pushed to the fucking top of the feed.
Tyrone don't have to be on a dating site. Tyrone goes to the gas station and hollers at whoever. Or goes to, like, you know, wherever.
Do you hear that, Lou? He's calling you Tyrone.
No, I'm calling him Chad Light.
Chad.
No, that's right.
Hey, he's here. Yeah, fucking Rasta, you take a mess.
No, but honestly though, man, like, you know, like, when the quality started going down on, like, the dating sites, like, I was really on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, and then another one.
Yeah, I think 10 years ago it was decent, but, like, I think it's the women. The women have figured out that, oh, this is just a fucking, you know, this is...
Dude,
the expectations are on this app now, just, like, hit it and quit it.
The last time I was on Plenty of Fish was like 10 years ago, and that shit was so ratchet.
Oh, it was trash. It was trash.
There's plenty of fish sounds like single mothers. But then again, that's actually what Tinder is these days.
Look, I remember, like, the last girl I matched with on Tinder, right? She played arena football, like, lingerie football league.
I matched with girls before.
She was a bartender. She was cool, but she was too aggressive, man. And then I was like, you know what, man?
I met one of those girls at my gym that played for the Atlanta team, and she was like a lesbo. Or maybe she just didn't want to talk
to me. Kind of a genius idea. Like girls playing flag football.
Dude, they are. It's not flag football though. It's full tackle. And then all they got on is they got shoulder pads and their titties out, man. It's crazy.
I don't get this. Why is this so genius?
No, it's arena football, so that, like dudes would go start cheering for these women. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Hot girls playing football, Tim. That's what it is.
Yeah, but still, like, it's just like it's too aggressive. It's just like, man, it's like there's something wrong with that. Cause like, all the girls are super aggressive.
Did you ever see
the fuck up on stage?
Did you ever see the Barstool video where like Dave Portnoy went to like an LFL game and like just interviewed the girls and like he kind of acted like a retard and like I think he tackled one of the girls at halftime. Like, that was like the whole.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was old though.
He's probably smaller than some of those girls though. Like half of them.
No, those girls are all like strippers basically. Like they're all dating.
Is he a Jew?
And they banned him from the Olympics, saying that he's like an enticer.
Are you
like, what can I do?
kidding me?
Yeah, and he posted the story on Facebook. And of course, you don't hear it on the news, you don't hear it on anything. So I reached out to Abby, and Abby is going to send it to a few people that maybe could help him. I don't know if he's stuck in France or, you know, if he wants to pursue something because he got pretty badly beaten up.
Wow. That's going to get to the media. So now we're getting the police brutality.
Yep, from the police.
Nice.
But Paris is known to be very anti-Semitic, whether it's the police or the... Like, it's just never been a nice place, even... I don't know, even to Americans. Yeah. It's not on my bucket list to ever go back.
As a Jew, I would never fucking go to France.
And I never went to Paris. I actually just, on a cruise, went to Cannes. But it's not desired for me to go there at all. I have no desire.
See, I've gone there a lot, and I've gone to the Jewish areas.
Yeah. Did you feel safe?
In the Marais, it's weird. The last time I was in Paris, I was in the Marais and I did not feel great in the area. Like, there's a really famous falafel restaurant, like amazing, probably the best falafel in the world is in this falafel restaurant in Paris. I mean, I'm not making it up. I feel like you can read about it.
Yeah.
And we ate there, and I didn't feel great in that area. I just felt like it was ripe to be, like attacked. And they do attack, that they bomb places and, it just, no. So I'm going to say the last time I was there, I did not feel safe in the Jewish area. I felt safe in, where I was staying and shopping and all that, but the Jewish area, I didn't.
Where did you meet Trump, Abby?
I had to introduce him. I gave a speech and introduced him at an RJC thing. Cohen.
Is Cohen in here?
I see Cohen.
Oh, Cohen!
Cohen.
Oh, hey, Cohen!
Do you know you're here? Okay. No, she doesn't know she's here. Do you know you're here? Because she was glitching.
She doesn't know.
Never text her. She's here.
2015, and there was 17 candidates, and I was given Trump to introduce because I worked, in the casino in Atlantic City, so I gave a speech about him, and I have a whole video of it. I mean, this app you can put a video on, so that's just a screenshot. But he actually kissed me.
No way. How long ago?
2015 December.
He hasn't aged a day.
What's the thing? He goes with this thing.
2015. All right, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute for me, too.
Nah, it's still 2015 for you.
Money.
Cohen.
Cohen!
Money.
Boker Tov. How are you, dude? I haven't seen you forever.
You're up too early.
I know. It's 6 o'clock in the morning here. I'm only here because Jeff told me not to come back on the app, and so I'm coming back.
I love it. Where are you?
I'm in Tel Aviv.
Oh, nice. Did you just get there? You've been there for a while?
I got here almost a week ago, I guess. About a week ago. I've been here for a while, a second.
What's the environment like with everyone now?
It's tense. People are, I can tell you Jerusalem and Tel Aviv have both been very empty. I actually had dinner with Yoram at Edinburgh 2 nights ago and his wife. It was, he's, just a smart man.
Really smart. I read his stuff. That's you're into his cousin, right?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. I've had a few things with him at this point. And he, just such a well-respected man and so intelligent and bright. And we had just, a very, very nice, very long dinner, just all about politics and the way he sees, what's going on and what's happening and, not just in Israel, but the American implications of it with, Kamala and her likelihood of winning. And it seems like the fear, I guess, in Israel is that, that she has a chance, I would say, as per American politics. And then for Israeli stuff, it's the conversation of who is best right now. And I think ultimately, the conversation, it's funny, him and his wife disagree a little bit on their opinion of Bibi, but ultimately they both agree on the fact that he's the best man for the job in the moment. But the streets are quiet.
Wait, I want to interrupt you with one thing. The news is saying that they're making a plea deal with some of the 9/11 terrorists. Do you want to hear real quick?
They cut the deal with one.
2 of them.
Oh, they did it already? Okay, so keep going, Carl.
Oh, no, you can tell what that is. I was just saying, I think the news was released that it was 2. So anyway, it's quiet here. It's definitely, the vibes are different. I don't know where all the people are, but they're not out.
My rabbi's there now with some people. Are you seeing groups at all?
I'm staying in Nevcetic, and where I'm staying, literally they bring walking tours in front and they sit on my stoop. So like I rented an apartment. So, there's definitely groups of people, but it's very small. And the only people I'm really seeing out, so I've been going to Pilates every single day. The Pilates classes, some are full, depending on the hour, and some are completely empty, which I know is normal in fitness, but you would think that at this time of year there'd be busier fitness classes. So that's definitely empty. The streets are empty. At night is the only time you're seeing people really out, and that's like, I've been to there's a bunch of restaurants that don't have people, but then it's like, the places I've went to, they've all been busy, but then again, it's not like every place is busy. I'm just going to really popular restaurants,
You could probably get into like the great restaurants right now.
Oh, I booked everything, Abby, before I came here. Like, I had a few of my girlfriends help me out. Like, they're all foodies. So everything, I mean, there's lines, you know what I mean? Like, last night I went to Vermuteria, some tapas bar, and I mean, the guys like, you have to get up soon. I was like, okay. And like, they were going to all the tables, like, it's almost 10 o'clock, tables need to turn. So there are some people out, but it's not adults, it's kids.
What about in Jaffa?
Through there briefly. I can just say this. It's a different vibe than I've ever experienced. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, it was when I was in January, but the summer, you're right, is usually so busy. What about the beach? Are people on the beach?
Not as many as I would expect. I went to Manta Ray like 2 days ago for lunch, and the beach is empty. Like it's just empty. Like I'm telling you, Ab. Like I've never. I don't know. It's like a very weird feeling. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. It's now the flights are canceled. When are you supposed to be there for a while?
So I'm supposed to leave on Monday. My flight is via LL, and so I have a feeling it's going to take off. But again, like right now, everybody is projecting the 72-hour, on either side, who's going to do what. And so really, that's within the window of my time leaving, So 72 hours from approximately yesterday leaves 48 more hours, which is still a day and a half before I leave. So there's potential for obviously stuff to take off while I'm here.
Do you have a shelter where you are?
No, I'm going to actually use my stairwell. I spoke to a few of my Israeli friends. There is a shelter about a minute and a half away. But I do believe, like, if I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now, which is on my roof, and I'm, and some alert or, whatever, right, a siren goes off, the amount of time it's going to take me to get down to the base floor, there's 4 floors. And then by the time I get to the shelter, I'm already dead. So if something were to happen or come, like, in this exact area. So I'm just staying in the stairwell, and that's what some of my friends told me is fine.
How's your anxiety levels?
Honestly, it's fine. I'll say this to you. When I'm out, what's interesting is, like, when I was at dinner last night, I'm sitting there thinking, is something going to happen, right? And then I'm like, well, I'm with a lot of people. Like, where would I go? What would I do? Where would I take cover? Like, I'm an American who's never experienced a red siren, like a siren, a red alert, or a siren, or whatever. Like, what would be, and so, like, something that you would never think would go through your head sitting at a dinner became suddenly a thought in my brain, like, oh, like, have a nice time, but also be easy, like be cautious. And so I think that there just are conversations that are in your brain that maybe, I've never had before.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, have you ever had the mortality conversation in your brain?
Yeah, I mean, that's the reason I'm here by myself. Otherwise my kids and my husband would have been here with me, but I didn't want them to come into a war-torn country. It's one thing if I come in and something happens, I'm still. And he, my husband's mom died when he was really little, so the idea of the single parent household is something that he, whatever. So I'll just say, like, yeah, it's a conversation I've had in my own head. It's a conversation, obviously, I've had with my husband even before I got here. But I'm not leaving until my flight takes off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense.
I'm also supposed to go see Shlomi again on Saturday, and so if that's a possibility, I want to do it.
Wait, did you already get to see him?
Yeah, I hung out with him one night. It was unbelievable. We actually came on Clubhouse. He came on Clubhouse. He was showing one of his friends, his childhood friends, the app. He clicked into a room, and we came in, all said hi, and then he left very quickly. And then Jeff, this nice guy down below, started talking shit about the rooms.
Wait, you're in the
Matrix.
Wait.
In and out. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Maybe leave and come back in.
Yeah.
No.
A little bit better.
Not really.
So that's the other problem. My calls are dropping, and I don't have service.
Now we hear you.
Yes.
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. So calls, I will say that's the one major thing, is calls are dropping and the service on my phone is shitty. I've only gotten, like, typically, I think it happened when I was on the phone with you yesterday. Maybe with you. But my calls are only lasting 30 seconds. But yeah, I came on with Shlomi. He went into a room, and then Jeff decided to bash me, which is why I'm back on the app, because he told me that the app is better without me here. Because he
I think
blames
it's better
me.
with you here.
Well, he blamed. I just want this to be clear. I'm not trying to start drama because I don't want it, but he blames me for the community separating post October 7th, which is just ridiculous.
That's
Have you seen Amnon? Have you seen?
Yeah, so the first night I was here, I saw Maor, Amnon, and Itzik, and that was really nice, actually. We had a really nice dinner at Cafe Noir, and that was lovely. So it's been, that's what I've seen so far. Just
How's Amnon doing? I haven't talked to him. You need to.
He looks good. He was going down to a festival after, like, seeing us. Like, he was leaving directly to meet some girl. So his social life is definitely still active. He looks good. Hair is, like, short-ish.
Is he in a tank top?
Yes, of course.
And you haven't seen Guy or Evan
No.
or any of the Jerusalem people?
No, I was only in Jerusalem for about 24 hours. I went to go have dinner with Yoram and his wife, and then I did the tunnel tour yesterday, and then I was literally coming back here. So it was, like, just a very short trip.
Did you feel okay in Jerusalem? Like, can you hear me, Cohen? Did you feel okay in Jerusalem, and, like, were people when you were at the tunnels and the wall, like, was it? I mean, the summer is usually packed.
Yeah, it was not packed. Like, for example, when I went to the women's section at the wall, usually it's 6, 7 rows deep, 8 rows deep, before you can even get to touch the wall. There was only 1 row.
Wow.
Of people standing.
No, I understand
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying, because they also made the women's
Yeah.
section smaller.
Mm-hmm. And it's weird. Well, they added the air conditioning unit, like the section, right? There was some people there. Then when I went through the tunnels, obviously there's people in the women's prayer room, but again, not full. And then at the wall itself, it just wasn't. I'm used to seeing 8 lines deep, like pushing through women to get to kiss the wall. There was no pushing through anyone. Like, I was right there.
Yeah, that's very telling on a summer day in July. You've been to the tunnels? Is that your first time?
Yes, that was my first.
Abby, when we went to the tunnels, they told us that we couldn't take pictures did you have the same thing said to you or no, years ago? Like, we couldn't take pictures to, like, protect the people that work there.
God, I don't remember. Like, I'd have to look. I feel like I have pictures.
They must not be working there right now, because Cohen didn't have the same messages.
Yeah, we were able to take pictures. The guy that was running security for the infrastructure purposes was a Jew. It was very obvious, and there were no people that at any. I mean, they were all wearing Magen Davids. They all looked like Jews. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, not when I was there.
I would say the obviously the densest population so far that I've seen of Muslims was in Jerusalem, and to be honest, I had a very off-putting vibe, like just being around it.
Well, where was it?
I don't know.
What part of Jerusalem?
I'm saying like when I was walking into the Jewish quarter, around the Kotel,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of Muslims.
Did you go in Jaffa Gate? Were you like in that part at all?
I went in. What's that bit? What's like the entrance coming from Manila?
Jaffa Gate. Yeah. So you walk down the steps and then you ultimately turn to the right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be. Although, Colin, there is something. I may ask you to get something for me. Well, you're not going to go back, and you're not going back to Jerusalem. Like there's a very famous, when you go in that and you go down those steps, on the left hand side is that guy that sells all the T-shirts. Is a kind of a famous T-shirt store that you see when you're coming in Jaffa Gate. Do you know what I'm talking?
I think I do.
Like we'll have Pro Pally shirts next to Pro Israel shirts.
Yeah.
Is that a dog in the background somewhere?
It's mine. It's my dog. Sorry. He's got a foot. I'm trying to figure out when
It's so funny. It's like
I'm trying to figure out when to cut his testicles off. Sorry.
Oh my god! I was just saying, mine was dead asleep, laying in front of the fan, and jumped up.
I'm dead. That's adorable. So, that's pretty wild to be there now.
yeah, no, it's definitely an interesting time, Abby. I mean, you can feel it in the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when I was there in January, one of the things that I found interesting, I went into a store to, like at Ben Yehuda and Jaffa Road, like right in Jerusalem where all the shops are, to buy, like I kind of just walked in there and then I thought, I'll buy a mezuzah. I ended up buying 12 mezuzahs from the lady because she had like no business and I felt bad. And I mean, the Israelis are usually not so, ingratiating to when you're shopping in the store. I mean, this woman could not thank me enough. It was like such a mitzvah to give her business. And then I felt like through that trip, I just, like when I went in stores, I just wanted to drop money to give them business. So I wonder, like in Tel Aviv, at some of the, the businesses there that are relying on tourists.
Yeah, they're not getting tourists, I'll say. But I've been to like every shop I've been to, I've spent money. I've only done so much shopping, but trying to put in wherever I can.
Do you like leather? Okay, so if you have time, Kikar Medina, the big area with the best shops.
Okay.
It's a big circle instead of a square, but like an oval, and all the best shops in Tel Aviv. And that's like where the designer shops are. There's a shop called Mika, Mika. And she's a leather designer. She has some outrageous stuff, but what you'd love is the zippers that she uses are like the Tom Ford, the real thick, wide zippers in her jackets. She has some great stuff, and it's all like great colors and leather. Go in and you can say my name, just say Abby Vegas, and it'll connect. I got to her through Miri Adelson. I mean, it's just great, unusual, fun stuff you won't see anywhere else. She has an Instagram page. I can send it to you, but she's pretty famous, and she was married to a singer, and I can't think of his name, but like a Bob Dylan of Israel, whatever, like a famous older singer that I think he killed himself. I'm just blanking on the name. But anyway, very cool designs, all unique to her, and fun stuff you'd probably like.
I'm gonna go there. I want to do more major shopping. I haven't really done a lot, truthfully. I've only done like basics, but because I didn't bring enough clothes. I came from Spain from a wedding, and I packed for the wedding more than I packed for Israel. And so I've been buying some clothes, but yeah, I'll definitely go there because going to the Nuka site, and I have an hour.
You're breaking up, Cohen.
You're breaking up. I'm sending you her Instagram page. It's Mika Barshan.
Can you put it in the chat?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there after the note.
It's really unusual, but fun stuff. Just purses too, but you'll love the zipper. Actually, who I went in there with from Clubhouse. I don't know how many trips back. Iris. Forget who else I was with that day from Clubhouse, but I know she was there.
I love this stuff. I'm looking at your Instagram. This is really cool.
Oh, you can bargain also. She'll negotiate.
Oh,
And she ships if you need. She custom makes stuff also.
Oh my god, this skirt is so cool and different. Oh my god, I'm gonna be in heaven at this place, Abby. You're gonna be my demise in this country.
There you go. Just say hi from Abby in Vegas.
Don't worry, I'm gonna use it.
You know what she did for me is with the Golden Knights, I wanted gold leather. Like she made a bunch of gold things for me, and like a gold purse I can take into the arena, but like gold jackets. Fun. You'll feel good like leaving money in that economy.
Yeah, I'm down to help in any way possible. To be quite honest, I'm telling you, it's really interesting here, Abby. Like I'm not even kidding. I've never thought I'd see this country like so dead. You know what I mean? Like so, not dead, but empty.
Well, that's what I'm curious. Where her store is like where all the best stores are, and I'm curious like how business is for them. When you go there, you'll see. I mean, there's great, beautiful shops all around. But curious if there's activity.
I'll come back on and let you know.
Do you guys know about what is it called? Love Ha'olam?
Yeah, I get from them every month.
I want to start subscribing to them again. I used to, but then I stopped being able to afford it, so I just quit.
You just get a shit ton of spice, and I mean, it's funny. I have bags and bags of like the food, and then all the I don't use all the creams that they send.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to someone invites me to their house, I'll put a bag together of the stuff that they send, and I just like bring that as a housewarming gift.
Nice.
But yeah, it gets a bit redundant, but you feel good doing it. It's I think it's still $99 a month.
Nice.
It is.
Yeah. It's nice getting. I mean, because they send jewelry and stuff too, don't they? Like.
Yeah, like some cute things.
Yeah. Like artisan stuff.
The olive oil is very good that they send.
Oh yeah, of course.
Colin, where you're staying, isn't that also like where they do the graffiti tour? There's a lot of interesting graffiti.
Yeah, it's really cool actually. So so on one of my Instagrams, I no longer post anything about my life. Like it's just all October 7th. And so one of the posts that I'm going to make is actually all October 7th graffiti that I've seen. It's actually quite interesting. and there's just like the feeling, like actually right where I'm staying, there's this bridge, and underneath the bridge, it's like a footbridge. Underneath the footbridge is the green walkway, and it's crazy. So there's all this graffiti around it, and then there's 3 pictures of. Here, let me see if I can pull it up. There's 3 pictures that are like hanging off the bridge, and they're actually the pictures of the cattle cars with us in them, or people in them, and it's like here. Look at this. It's a very interesting like viewpoint, so to say. Here, I PTR'd it, and this is like on the one of the walkways with all that graffiti, and it's like bring them home now, and like with all different ways of describing bring them home now, to the different artists, and then there's this picture, and it's like going along an area that you would think have that type of situation, and so it's like very, it's almost like just a very poignant moment.
It's pretty impactful.
But I will say this, I feel lucky to be here. Like, even though there's a war, even though there's a good chance that I get stuck here for a few days, and the whatever, we already know the United Delta have already, stopped flights till the 6th, or sorry, till the 9th, but I feel lucky to be here. Hope I don't eat those words.
You're supposed to fly back direct or through Europe?
No, direct. I almost feel it's safer. I was going to actually fly to London and do like a few days in London. And then I thought El Al flights going into London have had their own, fun experiences recently. And it's probably just better to fly straight home.
Yeah, I saw that. Didn't they, someone that was working security turned out to be problematic in London?
Yeah, all I know is that they stopped a full plane of Israelis all flight, and truthfully, I don't want to be stuck because I'm on an El Al flight for just no reason, if you know what I mean. Just because I'm a Jew.
Are people watching the Olympics there?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen anything on TV. I'm seeing in the Times of Israel when I look it up, or in any of the Israeli newspapers, you see the reports of different Israelis winning different events. But that's it. I haven't seen it in bars or you know what I mean, or any place.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, in the bars and stuff. Watching any?
Not yet.
I'm not feeling good, man. I feel like I'm scared for Israel, man.
I think we all know there's real things that are about to go on, right? You have a funeral today for the guy, the Fawad, whatever his name is, and then who knows? But I guess we'll see what happens. I think it's real to be scared or real to be afraid. I think it's just what it is. I don't know.
But it's business as usual in terms of kids are going to school and they haven't shut stuff down or told people to stay inside or anything like that.
No, there's only been flight restrictions up in the north, which happened yesterday, but that's it. Kids are going to school. Like my Pilates place is right next to. It's in a building on the 4th floor, right in the garment district area, and there's a school right there. In the last number of days, that school has been in session. You see all the kids running about, the parents running about. You're seeing all the little pregnant people walking about. There's a lot of them right now, as usual. But, you're seeing people. It's just, it's not packed. It doesn't feel like the normal amount of people that would be on the streets. It feels like we're missing I'm like, where is everyone? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that feeling of where are the people?
Like the life has been sucked out of it.
They're just gone. Like, imagine Leia going to a city that you know is super populated and that has, a high tourist, visibility, and seeing none of it, and seeing the streets empty. It's almost like looking at New York City during COVID. Like, I remember when I lived in, and there would be nobody on the streets. There's no cars. There's very few
Almost
people.
like ghost
like,
town. Yeah.
Everyone's just straggling. And I'm telling you, the only places that are busy are the busy places. And in between the night, like the good restaurants, it's empty.
So you know what I was curious though about? Like when I was there in January, I stayed at the King David, and I thought, okay, this is great. It's going to be cheap, right? It was a fortune. They hadn't adjusted their prices, and I've been getting all the promos because in Tel Aviv I stay at the Norman, and when I'm looking at the prices, they're still like high.
Okay, so Abby, when I looked, my Airbnb was like cut in half, okay? So it was cheap. But I did go on last night to look to see, in the event that my flight gets canceled, what are the prices of Airbnbs if I can't stay in this one or whatever. And I'll tell you, all of a sudden, there are Airbnbs that were put on that I've never seen before. They're all available, and the prices are high. And I was actually quite surprised that, like, even the same place I'm staying is back up to its original price. And let's be honest, nobody's fucking coming here. So, like, I don't even know. It's kind of crazy to me. But when I did book my room, my whatever it's called, my Airbnb is literally like peanuts, and it should be hundreds of dollars more a night.
It's interesting. I'm going to look online now what the Norman is. Because, like, this time of year, it's thousands for, like a nice room there.
The King David, I could tell you, in Jerusalem, I also rented an Airbnb in Jerusalem. I stayed, like, literally, I could spit on Mamilla. That's how close the entrance was to me. But I will tell you that prices were still exorbitant in Jerusalem. I did look into the King David to stay there again, and I was like, you know what? Part of my journey, like, here in this time is kind of to see what it would be like to live here, like, not stay in a hotel, which is why I didn't stay. But the prices were still high, very high when I looked.
Yeah,
I'm just scared for it.
It just went on. It's high.
Yeah, it seems like this week prices are back up. And again, like the Airbnb I'm staying in right now is, a few $100s more a night starting the night I leave. And then I was looking at other places, and there's some, I would say the only slashing I'm seeing is like at a rate of $200 total for 5 days, which is nothing.
I'm looking at these prices. What's the exchange rate? Same?
Yeah, like 375, 37, 36.
Go and look at those two photos, before and after.
It's not before and after. It's a footbridge in Tel Aviv. I'm here now.
Right.
And over the footbridge, I thought it was just a really interesting thing. There's a greenway under there, and Abby was asking about where I'm staying is Neb Tzedek, and it's a very much an artist area, and there's a lot of graffiti. And I've been taking pictures. Like my series that I'm going to post on my Instagram is a series of will be like the Bring Them Home Now graffiti. And then this was scattered amongst the graffiti above, like where the railway, like where your hand would go, your handrail for the bridge.
Yeah.
There are these pictures of the train cars going, on its way to Auschwitz. and it's a very interesting juxtaposition of a greenway underneath, which if you look beyond in the picture, you can see how it looks like a road almost, like it would be a train pathway, and then you have what we're dealing with currently. It's just an interesting, thought-provoking piece of art. So there's 3 of these pictures.
Yeah, when I said before and after, it looks like a 1930s picture, 40s picture on the bottom, and a current picture on the top. So it's like they look very evocative of one another. It's very, very powerful.
Exactly, and it's here, right? Like this is in Germany, a picture. This is a picture of a Tel Avivian, walkway with a Tel Avivian street underneath. So it's quite apropos for I guess the place we're in today.
Yep. Hope you're well.
I am fit.
Thank you. How's your horsey? Alfie? Is that his name? Alfie?
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Yes, he's lame right now. He needed some injections, but he'll get better. He has an abscess in his foot, but I guess it's good that he's, at least he's going to be out of commission as while I'm here.
I'm so jealous. Like I'm living vicariously from everything you're saying, and I could see the mixed. It's such torn emotions, joy and fear and like apprehension, but just also that feeling of pride. It's got to be like everything swelling around.
Yeah, I think you kind of described it very accurately. It's like, I think, like, Owa, which is Yoram's wife, said to me, I can't believe that you're here, like that you decide to still come. And I was like, well, I'm not going to not come, I'm not going to let somebody determine if I can that for me. Like if I have a ticket booked and my goal is to go to Israel, I'm going to Israel, That being said, like I would be hard pressed to deny what I'm seeing. I could tell you, the shit's busy, but it's not. I could tell you that restaurants are busy because the restaurants I'm going to are busy because I'm going to very popular places. Like all the trendy, Wendy places that are new and up and coming or recently opened. And so I have that visual of, hey, this is what it looks like. But at the same point, like I also know I've been here before, so I know that it's not the same. And so that makes it just a very different feeling. But that much you're right when it comes to like being proud. Like I'm so proud to be here right now. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I'm here is unbelievable to me. And I wasn't changing it. Like my parents were like, maybe don't go, and my husband was like, maybe don't go, and I was like, maybe shut the fuck up, everyone. Like I'm going. As long as the country lets me fly, I'm flying. That's also why I'm not changing my ticket to go back. Like, I could change my ticket to go back, but why? Like, why am I going to do that? I'm not until, everything's staying is scheduled because I'm not going to let some terrorist determine, to the best of my ability, what I'm going to do.
So I was going to tell you a restaurant. I just agreed to do an event at my house with an Israeli chef, and I think it's like Alon Shaya. Have you heard of him?
No, what's the name?
His name is Alon Shaya. Let me see.
I'll look him up.
Where his restaurant is in Tel Aviv. He does this. They go around the country, and it's these recipes that they rescued from the Holocaust of these families, and they do an event. It's a fundraiser for the Holocaust Museum. So I agreed to have them come. I'm going to give my house for it. But I got to see his restaurant in Tel Aviv. He just opened in the Wynn, a restaurant. He's James Beard Award. Let's see. He's got one in New Orleans. I'm looking where
Yeah, I'm looking at him up right now. I'm going to actually see if they have like 2 nights or 1 night that I don't have anything planned. So maybe I'll head over to wherever that restaurant is.
And
I just saw something. His restaurant is Safta. I just saw something about this the other day.
Yeah, because he just opened Safta at the Wynn. It's like you're supposed to feel like you're in your grandmother's kitchen eating in this, or the one in the Wynn, like in the 60s. The plates, everything looks like an old Bubby's apartment. It's kind of strange. But food's very good.
You know where I'm going today? Probably. Have you heard of Elite? She's a Yemeni woman that opens her home, and there's no menu. It's per menu, and you go and you sit down and you eat whatever she has, and it's like this amazing like breakfast stuff and whatever. She's been like had her restaurant out of her home for some years now. I don't know. I contacted her. And she's still open. I'm busting to go. I'm gonna go before I leave.
I feel like I have heard of her. Irit is her name?
Yeah. And she's known by the blue door. Her house has a blue door. And you just go there and it's like, 7-10 tables or whatever. All very small. And it's whatever she feels like cooking that you eat.